Sports now here on Sunrise Daily and continuing remembering Rashidi Yekini and Tijani. Kayode Tijani joins us now. He's a sports journalist. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Lovely to be here.
Well, unfortunately, so many stories have been out there. Let me use the word peddled in the public space. China's not inclusive of all kinds of ailments about the former Nigerian top man. But you were very close with him, and give us your perspective.
Well, sad, unfortunate, annoying, because I was in England for about 4 years. I was working for some stations on Sky. And whenever anything happens, any rumor, there was no rumor actually. Paul Gascoigne, for instance, he was drinking, he had problems. He's in there on TV, the papers are carrying it, proving it. Yekini stopped playing football in 2005, professionally. He retired, sort of. From 2005 till now, there's been so many stories about Yekini, mental problem, going mad, blah, blah, blah. No single, come on, you're a journalist, no single picture, no single visual. Come on. I was a newspaper person until I was head of sports for China TV. I sort of learnt my TV trade in here. You know who we are talking about, what it tells you about how you prove it. See, it's very simple. If you meet somebody who's got a mental problem, in 2-3 minutes you should know. Rashidi Yekini drives him. He has one of the most organized lifestyles you could ever imagine in the world. 7 to 9 a.m. every day is at the Liberty Stadium training. After that, he goes back home, prays 5 times in the day. Apart from that, you see, it's sad and unfortunate that we got to this stage with this guy. There was a time in which I went to meet him. And after meeting him, a week later, there was a newspaper, a major paper who wrote that Yekini was mad and everything. People started calling me. He was on Twitter and everything. Again, I called him. How are you doing? He has his language ways of talking. And all. It was like, it's fine. How about you? For over 10 minutes, we were talking. He was supposed to be mad. A newspaper, a national daily said he was mad. Yet, we were talking like that. I went to him because he needed highlights of his career, all the goals. And I took it to him. Got to Liberty Stadium. He was not picking his call. He asked somebody you see, he's a recluse. He's been a recluse all his life.
And that doesn't mean there's any mental challenge.
Exactly. I followed the Clement Westerhoff team. I remember, at that time, Yekini is a funny human being, extremely jovial. When he's in training with the others, I'm going to do a documentary channel for 2 weeks on Yekini. When Yekini is joking, I can challenge Alibaba to try. I'll show some of it on Channels TV. Recording at Papenda, recording at Tunisia, recording in training. But you know what? Once Yekini leaves the training, enters his hotel room, he doesn't see anybody until the next day. That was when he was playing football, when he had people around him. So after retirement, well, some said a lot. You see, that is the problem in Nigeria. I'm sorry, we are media, but I blame the media a lot for this Yekini misconception. It's not a fact. Nobody proved nothing. He retired and he just wanted to be on his own. A lot of times we are going to say, you know what, look at these former players. They were earning $5,000 when they were playing. They were earning so amount. They are running after the Nigerian Football Association now for jobs. They are so broke. We abuse them. Yekini retired and left everything. Unknown to a lot of people, they say, listen, too many funny contradictions. Okay, look at this now. Yekini is broke, he needs rehabilitation, blah, blah, blah. Yet, in 2010, South African TV wanted Yekini to be an analyst. I will not tell you the figure. It was ridiculous. One of his former teammates called me and said, I need your help. I said, what exactly is the problem? He said, South African TV just wants Yekini. They don't care about his grammar. They just wanted Yekini, African Footballer of the Year, first Nigerian to score in the World Cup, 37 international goals, nobody. Segun Odegbami has 22 goals. I don't know, it's not impossible, I don't know who is going to reach 37.
So, yeah.
Listen, this guy is one of the best. There was a time he brought a tape for me.
He didn't accept that offer.
He did not. The ex-players told me, said, when he told him that, he's a cautious person. He has people he listens to. If he had not died, Segun Odegbami had spoken to him. He was supposed to be like an ambassador for the youth. He agreed. So, very few journalists who he trusted over the years. Even if I call him and say, you know what, I need an interview, he's going to call the phone because he's not interested in an interview. Okay, the last time I went to him at Ibadan, gave him the DVDs, and we talked for about 30 minutes inside his car. So when I was about leaving, he was now like counting some money. I'm like, what's that for? He said, for you, for your transport. I said, for my transport? But I don't need that. He said, it doesn't matter. I said, that's the car I brought. He said, you know what? You collect this money or I really get very angry. I'm your brother. I'm older than you. And I said, you know what? Okay, bring the money I collected. I said, I need a favor now. It's like, what's the favor? It was, he knows exactly it's strange. Yeah. But his own problem is that he doesn't listen. He doesn't want to have anything to do with anybody. So I now told him, I said, what I need. Because I've done it over and over at Channels TV. I brought him live. I brought all the others live. Then, that was 98. No, but he's not done any interviews since 2005 when he was at Gateway. And that was a group interview because once you're a player, you have to, So I now said, I need just a 10 minutes interview. I have my cameraman there. It came, it was like, okay, that he will think about it. I should keep calling him. He's not giving his word, but he's not saying he's not good. We will think about it. He was never going to do an interview. Maybe later. But listen, let's be frank now. I was telling you about the contradiction. Yekini is broke in needs rehabilitation. Yet, Yekini, Dimeji Lawal, former international player, told me at the Liberty Stadium, he called some guys and said, listen, guys, how much did Yekini give you last week? They said 100,000 naira. He goes to the mosque, donates money to widows, does charity. A lot of people know that.
So well, why was this orchestrated?
Because he shut himself off completely. Okay, now, Yekini is supposed to be mad, mental problem. Yet, let's take it from his retirement, 2005. He's retired earlier than that, but okay, let's say he just came out. The only Nigerian player, high-profile player who played in Europe at the top, who was African Footballer of the Year, who came back to his country and played for a little team. Raymond King said when he was at Gateway, all his salary, he distributes it to all the teammates. These are facts. He was supposed to be broke, yet he does all this charity. I just told you, if Yekini was broke, he told me, take 10,000 naira. If he's broke, there's no way he can even give anybody 10,000 naira, right? Yekini has properties in Portugal and Spain. The money goes directly to his account in First Bank at Ibadan. Confirm, it's very simple to know. He's supposed to be broke. After that, they said, okay, Yekini is mad. He went to First Bank, withdrew large sum of money, was giving people in the streets. Come on, it's Yekini we are talking about. There's something called BlackBerry nowadays where people will just easily do that. It was sad. Listen, you cannot blame a man for wanting to say, you know what, he retired spiritually. Over the years in which I have interviewed him, he talks about God. He tells you, I take things easy. He takes things easy. He's gotten all the limelight he wants to get. African Footballer of the Year, went to the World Cup, Nation top scorer over and over. How many?
Do you think the FA had the responsibility in all of this to ensure that the appropriate information was out there, and even in his death or while he was alive, that they're properly taken care of, even if they didn't need it?
No, really. I'm an advocate. I'm one of those who try to champion the cause of former players and everything. I was the one who said Muda Lawal must be honored. I went to the Nigerian Football Federation and they did it. They honored his family here and in London. There's a fight in which I am in now. Late Best Ogerengbe, you know who he is. Sharks Football Club and Dolphin Football Club are owing him almost 3 million. He works for them. It's not a gratis. His family is there struggling. Yeah, they are not paid. She has the documents. I've told the Nigerian Football Federation president. Over the years, I've done this. But in Yekini's case, no. Because he did not need anybody. They went to him at 2010, like the South African TV did, and they said, you know what, you are one of the ambassadors we want to take to the World Cup, former players, and we're going to give you so extra code. You know what he does? He looks at people the way you are looking at me. The ex-player told me about the South African TV. He said, when he mentioned the figure, he expected him to. He's like telling somebody like me who doesn't really have money, Kayode, there's a deal for 100 million. I'm going to like, where is it? That the guy was just, but after saying, he said, I'm going to think about it. Never pick the phone anymore. So that's the way it works for him. It's a very simple thing. Yekini keeps pigeons at home. He has these blocks of flats at Oni and Sons. There was a time in which he told the tenants to go. People did not know why. But the reason was quite clear. All his life is charity. Some said he was doing it too much. And for a lot of people close to him, even some of his ex-footballer friends, they think he's mad because for you to just be throwing money away means you are definitely mad. So again, he gave the house, if house is about 100,000 for a flat, he gave them out at 20,000 each. His lawyer thought that was wrong and told them, come on, you have to pay the going rate. And some of them were thinking, you know, there's a lot of diabolical things in the world. Are you sure this guy is not using you to make money, collecting? And the lawyer collected the money, took it to him, and he said, well, everybody, please, okay, bye-bye. Since you want to pay the going rate, there are a lot of other places. They said he was burning things. You know, if there's a perspective about me, the Kayode is a madman, you know. If I get angry, they will say, it started again. So when Yekini, you know, if you tidy your room, tidy everywhere, and you burn them, nobody raising an eyebrow. But if it's Yekini, he's burning everything. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to touch, for instance, it's left to the police, the government, or whoever, the circumstances of his death. But, you know, listen to this. How come all the years that Yekini has been alone, shutting himself up, going to training, doing what he does, nobody, 2 weeks ago, I called him. We had a conversation. He was not sick. There was no problem about that. All of a sudden, they said, okay, he had a mental problem. The family took him away. And at the end of the day now, I mean, they want to cure him. All of a sudden, he's dead. How come he was healthy? There was never. So that's
the police is looking into all of that.
I hope so. It's none of my, you know, that one, I don't know.
Where do you feed that call then by ex-international that something really should be done for them or they should be taken care of?
Yes and no. I spoke with Chief Justice Adoke, and his own view were different from mine. He educated me on the fact that, see, you, funnily enough, you started journalism very late. This is my 24th year. You knew all these players. They collect their bonus. They collect their winning bonus. They collect their money. They should invest for themselves. They should invest. They should secure their future. Listen, how is it done everywhere in the world? England doesn't care about John Barnes. England doesn't care about Paul Scholes or whatever. They sort out themselves. The government is not going to invest. Listen, at the end of the day, you are responsible for you. Chamberlain, it's so simple. If during Ilerica's time, then up till 1980, the players were not really collecting that kind of amount. The most recent one from 94 were collecting, because I was close to that 94. I was close to them from 1980. So to me, hey, it's about planning. It's like saying Mikel Obi goes broke in, God forbid, about 10, 15 years from now. We're not saying it's the government. No. The ones I frown at are when they hold their money like Best Ogede Ngbe's family. When he has about 3 million and the family is there, Sharks Football Club and Dolphin, we've given them every document they need. They first of all denied, they accepted. He died in service, nobody is doing so. One needs to be done. The players should get wise and invest in their own future. That's not the problem of the FA.
But isn't this going to somewhat affect their mentality or psychology? Because if they say, well, if at the end of the day, the country will not do anything for me, so I might as well see this as a money-making venture. So if they don't pay me, I don't show.
I agree with you.
Nationalism.
I agree.
You know?
There's nothing like nationalism. I agree with you. What they should do is give them their due when they are playing. Is there any real insurance in place now? And all these things, these are the things you should do. So that when they are playing, you give them their due, so that after their playing career, nobody's going to say, you know what, you are owing me anything.